All right. Welcome to Tuesday. It's the OMI Community Collaborative. Hello, everyone. We are going to start off with introductions. My name is Delia Fitzpatrick, I think. I'm with Our Kids First. And we're going to start off with Mary Evelyn Thomas. State your name. I can't find my notes. State your name, where you're from.
My name is Mary Evelyn Thomas, our Special Place Child Care, OMI. Proud of it.
All right. Mary Harris.
Mary Harris, All My Neighbors in Action.
All right. Monica. No, not. Wait. Monica, not Monica. Goodness. Urbanski, speak.
Yeah, that's me. Monica Urbanski, and
Thank you.
okay, so I'm Monica, and I think Monica is Monica.
Yes.
Right? Is that it?
Yes.
Those little nuances. You can just call me Chinchilla. It's fine.
That's okay. I kind of like that. Makes you sound all cuddly. And I'm with Ridge Lane Neighbors in the OMI.
Very good.
I'm
All
proud
right.
of it too. In the last 40 years.
Very good. So we have, next we're going to do introductions. We have Alita Fisher.
That's me. Hi, everyone. My name's Alita Fisher. I'm the president of the District 11 Democratic Club, but also an OMI resident. I live at Majestic and Sunset and have 4 kids who between the ages of 19 and 12. And I'm also a community partner through CASE, the Community Alliance for Special Education. We do special education advocacy in SFUSD.
So, Lita, we're neighbors. I'm at Majestic, closer to Ridge Lane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just down the hill from you.
Yeah.
On the other side of Lakeview.
Awesome.
Well, welcome
Yeah,
to
and
Urbanski. Chill it. All
well,
right.
Monica. Nice to meet you, Monica.
Yes, it's Monica.
Monica.
Keep us posted as to when the District 11 meetings are.
Oh, yes. Okay, so next we have David Munoz. State your name, where you're from, who you
Hi,
work
everyone.
for.
David Munoz, live in the Richmond, but work for Community Youth Center of San Francisco, and I'm also with Resilient OMI and the OMI Volunteer Assistance Program. Nice to see everyone.
Did you cut or dye your hair, or both?
Both.
Both.
Renard, you're next.
Oh, trying to get situated here.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Renard Monroe, Executive Director of Youth First, OMI resident, 700 Sargent Street. Don't drive past my house.
All right. Next we'll have, let's see, Alaric. State your name, where you're from.
I am Albert DeGraff-Reed. I'm the acting director of the Public Works Department here in San Francisco.
Very good. Okay, next we'll have Al Harris.
Al Harris, OMI Family Resource Center.
Very good. We've got a lot of people on this call. Ivan Pratt, state your name, where you're from.
My name is Ivan. I live in the Tenderloin, and I work very closely with SGI USA with a lot of community problems we have here in the Tenderloin.
All right. Welcome. Felicia. State your name.
Alicia Thibodeau. I'm with Southwest Community Corporation at IT Bookman Community Center. And I'm just that green, slowing grass.
Very good. All right. Helen, you're next.
Hello, Helen Ng from San Francisco Public Library.
Thank you. Mary Harris, did I get you already?
Yes, you did.
Oh, sorry. Mary Harris.
Yeah, we did this already.
All right. Let's see. Patty Clement.
Good afternoon. Patty Clement with Catholic Charities, and I am the Director of Client Services. Changing my title. I don't remember what I do. I do everything.
You do it all.
All right, Teresa.
Teresa Didios at Stone Sun Family YMCA.
All right. Sheehan, state your name, who you are. Who are you?
Oh, I'm Shaheen. I don't have an organization, but I'm a resident here at Leon Ocean, and I've been working with the Ocean Avenue Association and various other neighbors with slow streets and street safety stuff.
Okay.
So I'm really excited to see what people are working on.
All right. Very good. Maurice, you're next. Welcome.
Hey y'all, this is Maurice Rivers from OMICC, next door Ingleside, and as of recently, a community member of the D11 Invest Black movement, baby.
What? Very good. All right. Next we'll have Nicholas.
Hi there. I'm Nicholas, and I'm working with Delia this summer.
Very good. Then we'll have, sorry, I'm going through all the lists. Anybody did I miss? Wallace?
Hi, this is Wallace from CYC Community Youth Center.
All right. Very good. I think everyone has been accounted for. I think. So we're going to start off with Monica Chinchilla.
There we go. All right. Thank you, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Again, I'm in the dark because I don't have no makeup on, but I think starting next week, I'm going to make some effort. So then I'll turn the lights on. Right now, it's all shadows. I'm like, I've hit my wall. I'm like, all right, I gotta start getting ready now.
Are there windows in there?
There is. It's right here.
Okay. All right. You're not in the total dark place.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. So real quick thing, a lot of things that are happening. First, as Maurice said, we have the Invest Black Town Hall with the mayor and all the department heads this Thursday at 5:30 p.m. We already have 70 people registered, which was our goal, and it's only Tuesday.
Right.
So you guys are doing great in spreading the word. Keep spreading the word. We only have 20 people who have completed the surveys, and so if you can guys help, if you all, ladies and gentlemen, can help promote the survey, that would be great, because we're using that as another tool just to get input and feedback from people, because we know not everyone's going to have a chance to speak on Thursday. So please, please, please fill out the survey and have as many people in the OMI fill out the survey as well. So that's that. We're excited about that. Second thing is slow streets. Thank you all for, thank you Maurice for sending it out. Thank you for everyone for contacting MTA. We didn't know that they actually hadn't notified the neighbors before they actually made that proposal. And so we've asked them to walk it back and to do outreach first before actually making that an out to the public. And so we've encouraged them to maybe set up a community meeting where people can just learn about what Slow Streets is, what the program does, what it doesn't do, and hear from community about potential streets and corridors. And so I talked to them yesterday, and they're trying to see if they can make a meeting like that happen the last week of July. So right now we're on the 12th, so maybe like the week of the 27th. And so I'll hear back from them today about when that meeting will occur, but I've also instructed them as well, they need to reach out to all the CBOs, the collaboratives, et cetera, to be getting input that way. So thank you for bringing it to us, because we thought they had already done the outreach, and apparently they had not. So
okay,
I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. So that's Slow Streets. Also, Oh, since Helen is on, I talked to the city librarian about, they're talking about reopening some services in the city. And for our district, Excelsior, the Excelsior branch was chosen as the first one to open up some limited services. But we really have been pressing hard about Ocean View. And what they said and what they've committed is that, the librarian is currently fundraising dollars right now just to buy books to give away to the community. And so he's committed that to working with Ocean View and the OMI CBOs and organizations to make those books available. And so what they're planning to do is just partner with the CBOs to give books away that you guys can give to your clients and your kids and everything. So once we get that kind of bulk of books, I will then be reaching out and having him reach out to you as well, just so we can make sure that's accessible for everyone, for our seniors and for our youth. Oh, tomorrow we have, for our CBO weekly check-in, we have Dr. Tomas Aragon, and we're really honing into, these last couple of weeks, we've seen a huge increase in the rate of infections in San Francisco, and 49% of that is the Latinx community. And if you're looking at the rate, looking at the Latinx community, they're the ones, who are essential workers, who are the gardeners, the nannies, the grocery store workers, the bus drivers, everything. And so there's a really huge concern about how do we support this community. And so we're inviting other Latinx serving CBOs for our call tomorrow, just to learn about specifically the Latinx community and what we can do here in San Francisco. So that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow or Thursday?
Tomorrow. It's three times a month. It's Wednesday and the last okay, so it's 4 weeks in a month. 3 weeks out of the month, it's Wednesday. And then on 1 week, it's Thursday, just because the supervisor has retirement board on Wednesday. And so on those Wednesdays when he has retirement board, and I apologize, it's always a mix, that happens on Thursday. So last week it was on Thursday because he had retirement board, but every other week it's Wednesday. So
at 2:00. And am I on the list?
You are on the list. I did send it. And
it's 2:00?
Yes, 2:00. So let me
I put the information in the chat.
Oh, thank you, Delia. Oh, you are on it. Oh, I was about to do it myself. See, look at this team. You guys collaborate. You guys got it. Okay, so that's at 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. If you have any questions specifically regarding the Latinx community in this, please send it to me ahead of time so we can, get it on his radar. So that's that. And then finally, we've been pushing really hard to get testing sites in general in District 11 for 2 months. And there was the whole, we were going to have Daring Faith, and that didn't happen. So City College. But we've heard from a lot of people, even on this call, about how difficult it is to get testing, how it takes often like a week or more. And so we've been really pushing hard the last couple of weeks with DPH that we need to get a site opened up specifically within the Excelsior and the OMI. And so we proposed the Crocker Amazon parking lot as a place that could host a mobile testing site, as well as 50 Broad and IT Bookman Community Center as a potential location in the OMI. So I have a call with Dr. Monique Lazare tonight, actually, and with a lot of different D10 organizations and DPH, just to talk about really focusing on the Lakeview community. And then we're also working hard to schedule something with DPH leadership to focus on, Excelsior, and we're doing everything we can. But all that to say as well, we're going to need your help. We've heard from other people, like once we get community involved, it really helps make a difference. And so I think maybe starting tomorrow or Thursday, once I hear back from DPH, we'd really love you guys to send emails, to do some calls or something, so that we can get that pressure going, because it's literally been 2 months that we've been trying to get a site opened in D11 and it hasn't happened yet, and the rates keep going up. So we'll definitely reach out tomorrow about how you guys can partner with us, and would love your help in making that happen.
Okay.
So I think that's it for me. If I can, definitely more than happy to take questions.
Don't forget about, in the OMI, we do have early learning daycare, family child care.
Yes.
So for the books, we need some.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, it would be arranged from like, yes, we would definitely partner with the family child care providers, the youth serving organizations, and then the organizations that are serving seniors. And then also, Miss Mary Evelyn, since you're on the phone, I did reach out to OECE about the organizer who's doing that quality assurance for the early care providers. That funding has been cut. And so I'm working with Office of Early Care to see what we can do to replace that funding, as well as parents in public schools, but that's another discussion. Yeah.
What's the possibility of getting the bookmobile over at the Ocean View site? Because even if you give out books, I mean, there's going to be plenty that aren't going to be, they're going to be missing out.
Yeah. So I had talked to him about the bookmobile initially, and I'm just pulling up his email right now. He was definitely open to it. I think he had said like Library Commission. He said he was open. He definitely wanted to work. Sorry, I'm just reading the email I do right now. Okay. Working with my team. Okay. So yes, bookmobile. The more immediate thing that he said they could do was the books, was that they could supply the books to give away through the community collaboratives while they're working on a long-term strategy with the bookmobile. But he did commit that, yes, we understand the need with Ocean View. We hear you, and we will work with our team to make something happen. So the bookmobile is still in the works. We just don't have a tentative time yet.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else?
Monica, is the store, the H Mart, still on track?
The what? The H Mart?
Supermarket?
According to Mark Christensen, they're doing work on there and they're hoping for the end of the year. It originally was supposed to be the end of last year. They're hoping for the end of this year, but that can change at any time.
Yeah, let me look into that. I don't have that information, but I'll look into that. And yeah, often with our.
Well, that's the latest from Mark, and he stays on top of it. So it's pretty accurate. They're just trying to promote the businesses of Extreme Pizza and Subway because that Ocean View,
plaza.
Whatever they call it, not plaza, but anyway, they're hurting. They're hurting for business. Everything else is closed down. 24-hour fitness, the car rental place, everything is closed down. So they're hoping not to, they think H Mart will attract other people, but in the meantime, they're making calls to people to support those two businesses.
Yeah. Okay. And then one thing as well, like I don't know if you guys all saw the updated public health orders yesterday, but the mayor, Governor Newsom statewide, he closed down, bars, gyms.
Yeah, he pushed it all back.
Yeah, and then even for the city as well, we're trying to. They're like, we're going to be at 6,000 cases soon, and 890 deaths unless we change something. And so they're kind of rolling back as well some of the other openings. Like they're saying, unless only go out when needed. Please make only those essential trips. For businesses that are open, only be open if you can provide essential services. And so the supervisor did put a little bit about that in his newsletter yesterday, but I'll attach the link to the updated public health order from DPH. But yeah, we really got to be cautious and, do what we can to, maintain social distancing, wash our hands, wear your masks so that we can curb the spread. And then SFUSD. So they made their, initial recommendations. Alita, I know. Oh, Jesus. Sorry. So first, Longfellow Elementary is reopening for meal distribution starting tomorrow. Okay. So families should have received a text today, but if not, please spread word that Longfellow will be open again starting tomorrow. Okay. Longer thing, is today the 14th? Yes, it is. SFUSD is sharing a proposal at the Board of Education meeting today about their plan. And the plan is to start off virtually with potentially going to hybrid, depending on data and their availability to keep people safe. There is a lot of, if you guys took part in the town halls, there was a lot of concern about teacher safety, about not even having adequate access to resources, to staffing levels, everything. It's a huge concern. And so things are gonna be starting off virtually, and then we'll see when we can go, to in-classroom instruction, but only when safe and guided by public health expert data. So if that means kind of for family support is a huge need. And that's gonna be something we're gonna be prioritizing as an office, making sure that we get the supports for our CBOs, our nonprofit serving organizations, our youth serving organizations, to make sure that the kids and the parents have everything they need to engage in virtual distance learning. And yeah, we'll get through this together. Yeah. And then as well, I'm working with SF Food Bank as well as USD to figure out their long-term strategy regarding food availability, because that still is one of the most critical needs within our district, and it's not going to change for a while. And so making sure that we're planning for at least till the end of the year to provide these food distribution and these hubs. So yeah, that's it. I don't want to take up the whole meeting. I know Director Alaric has stuff he wants to share, but were there any other pressing needs, issues I can take back to work on this week? No, it's okay. All right, we got a lot going on. I'll see you all tomorrow. CBO call Thursday and Best Black. Please share with your community members, fill out the surveys.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Okay, Alaric.
Yes, ma'am.
You're up.
See, hi, the acting director of Public Works. My name is Alaric DeGraffenreid. Just wanted to join you all today to talk briefly and really to listen for the most part, to see how can Public Works partner with you more on whether it be street cleaning projects, gardening projects, or just any number of things that Public Works can do to partner with the community. Something else that I just came across late last week is and goes to something as Monica was talking about regarding in the shared streets. We have as a shared spaces program here now in San Francisco, where if you are as a retail as establishment or a restaurant, and you want to be able to use the sidewalk or the parking lane and to reopen your business, there is a process to do that. In the program, we've seen about 800 applications that have been received so far. We've processed and approved about half of those to date. But I can tell you though, as of last Friday, from District 11, we had only seen 18, which is oddly low. And I don't know, is it that we aren't, as a city, aren't doing enough outreach to the businesses in that area or not? But and there's certainly something that can be done to help that community or to help you guys in this recovery process as well. Because again, it's not just limited to any certain type of business or restaurant. So we just need to make sure that there is enough clearage on the sidewalk, so there's as a path of travel and things like that. But there isn't any specific reason why the applications of your district would be so much lower than everyone else. So I certainly want to make sure that we as the city are as working with every district as 11 more on that, because again, that's something to me that was as a glaring problem. And what I'll do is I'll share the in the presentation with everyone on the call. I think there's a way for me to send a copy of the presentation into the Zoom call, which I'm not that as a tech savvy, but I would find a way to do it. And again, it's not my goal just to say, hey, this is a problem and walk away. I wanted to point this out as to me, it's an obvious problem that we need to address. And if that means me getting resources out there from Public Works, I'm going to certainly do it. But the Shared Spaces program is a partnership between and Public Works Department, MTA, and the Planning Department and the Mayor's Office of Economic and Development. So
very good. I did add a link to the in the chat, so if anyone wanted to look at it.
Okay.
All right.
But again, really, the big thing I wanted to do, and I'm sorry, Ms. Harris, I did have an opportunity to meet as a number of people that are on the call right now last Thursday. So again, this is really just as a follow-up to that, and that you're not going to be able to get rid of me as that easy.
That's fine. Mary, you had a question?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to know, is DPW responsible for tree trimming? Because we've got trees in the OMI that are all in the electric wires. And we've had heavy winds and stuff, and I'm always afraid that we're gonna have a problem and lose electricity or even have a fire. So is DPW in charge of that? Is there a certain schedule, citywide schedule that we have to wait for, or what's the story on tree trimming?
If DPW is as in charge of that, I'm assuming that the trees that in question are for city trees, and we do have a schedule. But if as you can send me the address of the trees, I can send out someone from my team to look at them to as evaluate if it's something that we need to do like right now, or is something we can do within the next every few months or so. But yes, DPW is responsible for that.
Okay, so would you put your email in the chat, please?
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
All right. Any other questions for Allery?
I have a question. I have a question for DPW. So I'm on the 311 app and I'm trying to evaluate how many open orders we have today. And for some reason, I can't pull a report either on your website or from 311 just about how many open orders that we have in our OMI. I just want to get an evaluation of like where, and maybe this is a report that you could give to us, is how many work orders are coming from the OMI and just like versus other communities. And that will let me then know, do we need to do some outreach and let people know that 311 is our place to place in that order to get anything to get fixed. And yeah, I only see a few through the 311 app, a few tickets. And then I have one that's been sitting there for about 8 days, and I don't see a number on the app where I could call and get a follow-up.
Okay. See, I don't know that much about the 311 app as far as being able to pull data and things like that. I can tell you, I'm trying to find the report that I had someone from my team run on our, if using that same data though, what we saw though was the response times from District 11. I want to say you had the second or the third and the highest and the response time. So when the requests were submitted into M311, you know, it was as a fairly unreasonable, I'll say, in response. However, what we also saw that you were, I want to say you had either the least or the second to least a number of requests going into 311. So I think to your point, compared to some of the other districts, there is if people are using the 311 app less in D11, and I'll also try and find that information and share that into the chat as well, because I had someone on my team pull that together last week. I didn't have a chance to talk about it when I met with as a subset of this group on Thursday of last week, but if those are the rough numbers I remember from that. And again, I will find that in that chart, and I will share it with you all.
Thank you.
All right.
I have a question. Hi, Lyric. I was talking to Gail Rosborough, and she expressed interest in street trees also. I wonder what DPW's involvement in planting new street trees is. There are a lot of streets around here that don't have any. I know that Friends of the Urban Forest had a planting scheduled in the OMI in May, but due to shelter in place, that was delayed, and it's unclear when or if that'll ever happen. So is there anything the DPW can do to help move that kind of thing forward?
Yeah, so we do have, as a tree planting schedule, we work with different friends of the urban forest to do some of that work for us. We do some of that work with our own staff, but then we do have partners that we use as well. To your point, as a lot of that was kind of put on hold in as a lot of ways because of the shelter in place, not necessarily for the planting, because we could certainly do the planting. It was the maintenance that was concerned, that we would not be able to do the maintenance and the watering because of shelter in place. And that's the last thing you want to do, is spend all this money on trees and not be able to and to water them. Because it's my understanding you have to do that really for like a couple years for those roots to really sorry to use a pun, and to take root. And I can have my colleague, Carla Short. She is probably as your biggest advocate for trees across the city. And maybe what I can do is have her, if there's as a subset of this group that would like to talk about as our tree planting schedule, we can certainly do that. As a matter of fact, as we're talking now, I'm trying to look at my calendar. I'm meeting with Dan Everett Flanagan and tomorrow, Everett Friends of the Urban Forest. So I'm sure we're obviously going to be talking trees. One of the things we're trying to figure out is what the impact of and the budget is going to have. This year is going to be a very rough budget. The good thing is for trees, though, there was as a measure that passed several years ago that requires a certain number of trees to be planted and maintained each year. So there is some level of protections there, but there are some other things that we know it will drop a bit this year, but it's not going to be a massive cut, but it's not going to be at the same levels as it's been in years past. But I can certainly talk to Carla and Dan, who, like I said, who I'll be meeting with tomorrow morning at 9:30. So I mean, this is a really as a timely subject. So if as you want to send as your contact information into the chat, I'll send mine into the chat, and then I can reach out to you.
Great, thank
What
you.
you might not also know is that the supervisor is one of the biggest proponent for street trees. He made a commitment once he was elected to have 2,000 trees planted, and there's been several plantings since he's been elected. I know that my whole block got trees, whether they wanted it or not. Some people did it and some people don't. But he's a strong advocate, and he made that commitment, and it only stopped because of COVID. But there's been at least 1,000 trees since he's been elected, and I'm sure that he will continue that advocacy once he's able to, overcome the obstacles of volunteers and watering, etc.
Right, you're right, because I know as a big project that we're trying to find the funding for now, again, if it can and survive the budget, and the Lakeview and Lee project that's right there, and we're getting that planned out. So we're hoping that the budget and survives. So,
Alaric, is there a way that you can send me the report for the current order?
Yep, that's what I'll do now. Wait, we say the quarter. Which report?
The current order for the OMI.
The current order.
All the requests for the OMI.
Oh,
is there a way to send a list?
Yep, that's what I'm trying. I just can't, because the hard part is I'm calling in on my phone.
Oh, sorry.
To do the computer, and I'm just trying not to do my best to be respectful, but not make it seem like I'm doing other stuff. So.
No worries, no worries. That's fine. And then if we have like a wish list, can we email it to you? I did put your email in the chat, but can we send you like a wish list?
That'd be great. Yeah, just because what I'm trying to do now is work with my operations yard to find out a way how we can structure it, where we get, because we have as an outreach and as engagement group, and they typically just, I think, have gone around and like as a shotgun approach across the city. I'd rather have them be more ever targeted, where this one individual we know is D11. So, you know, if you have any issues, that's your person. And then we can just provide resources to them that way. So I'll be meeting with that group later this week to try and re-engage that whole process, because once we win the shelter in place, those guys have been working from home for the last for several months.
Right.
I think it's about time to start having them ever come back and to re-engage with as neighborhoods.
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to send you guys in the 311 information and the shared spaces information. So what I'll do is I'll send the reports to everyone that were on in the invite.
And yes, that's fine.
Okay.
And is there a way to release a schedule of what day you clean, like Broad and Randolph, or is there
Yep.
like a way to do
Yeah,
that?
there is. So and there's a way to do that, and my colleague Jeremy Spitz is trying to pull that together now, so
Okay.
you guys can see what that schedule looks like. What I'd also like to do is then try to find a way, this is, you know, thinking out maybe a few months, of how can I coordinate with groups in your neighborhood that, for example, we could, you know, if we know that I'm going to be there and steam cleaning on a certain block on Capitol, let's say on a Wednesday, that you guys aren't there every steam cleaning that same block on Thursday. It just
Right.
doesn't make sense. So we're for coordinating our efforts to get the most out of the resources. So Jeremy's and pulling that together now for D11, really for as across the city. And that's when I want to have a real thoughtful approach to how can we best use as resources as we have, which will be honestly going into this next fiscal year which I know are going to probably be some cuts that I'll be having to deal with. It's going to be even more important to me to coordinate my services with the various neighborhoods so we can make those and decisions and together.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Any other questions? All right. Thank you so much for coming to the meeting.
And thank you so much.
All right.
I have a question.
Oh.
Yes. I'm concerned about getting this information here is wonderful. This is my first meeting I've attended, but after I attend this meeting, do I go on Facebook with OMI for an actual list, a projected list of these different activities?
Of the cleaning activities?
All of it.
All
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. So I can go over it and look at it, and you know, I don't have the greatest memory in the world, you know. So after the meeting, I was wondering, do I go on OMI's website to see what was discussed today?
Okay.
It's listed these different activities, even the budgeting, because I imagine a lot of people are going to do volunteer work because they're going to be budget cuts. That would be the appropriate thing to do in your community. And so you know, it's like having a shopping list. After you discuss what's going on in the kitchen, you make a shopping list and you look at the shopping list when you get to the store. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just that practical. It's not really complicated.
No, it's not. So usually the way we do it is through email. There is the YouTube channel. And if you can put your email address in the chat, I can make sure that you're a part of the communication.
So that's all I'd have to do when I get finished with the meeting, put my email in the chat.
Just put it in there now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Laura, what you got?
Laura Padilla with Mission YMCA, fiscal sponsor representative for the OMICC. I don't have an update. I mean, I could give you the same update I gave you last week. We are getting 25% of our budget to operate from now through December, and in hopes to then continue to advocate to get our full funding back for this next upcoming year. We are getting, again, 25% of our funding back, and I have a meeting on Thursday with MOHCD, our program officer, to finish you know, the contract on this new 25% and to set a budget for both collaboratives in D11. That is for OMICC and Excelsior Collaborative. So just to get the amount that then this group will then decide where to allocate those funds. So I'll be meeting with them on Thursday to get the contract, get our final number, and then I'll bring that number back to the group next week for discussion on how we spend that 25%.
Okay.
I thought it was till October. It's till December for 25%.
The update I got today is till December. So again, I'm having a meeting on Thursday. What I tell, my ask is going to be if we get 50% if we're going till December.
Yeah,
it's 50% of our year.
exactly. That's too little for too long.
Right. So again, I have a meeting with them on Thursday. Well, I will kind of get a better understanding of what months this 25% is for, and if what their goals are and what outcomes they want to get from us for this 25%.
Okay.
Shouldn't be
And
longer
that
than
is
4 months.
Yeah. So that is all I have for us on MOHCD.
All right. I think we should develop some type of survey on how we want to spend that 25%. I think that the ongoing community organizations or projects, they should be asked what they can do if they retain their money. What we've always done, we've always given them whatever that amount is. And I guess my own wish is that some part of that money goes to repaying for the Invest Black mural. I also want to see that the efforts keep going, and we use the community action grant to help however we can as far as moving Invest Black forward, even before the mayor and before the supervisor, right? And we'll send out a survey and see what else can we do. Any questions, suggestions?
Since you brought up Invest Black, Kathy put that thing up for Southwest Corporation. So far, there's only been like 4 or 5 donations. It's been it's up to $450. And I don't think that's really exactly working.
Okay.
I thought we were going to do a more general GoFundMe account that would reach more people. So I think we need to have another plan to get back that money.
Yeah.
Because I think more people would contribute, but I think only a small group of people are seeing it. And then I think we should all make a commitment to give something.
Right.
Whether it's $25 or whatever. I made my donation, but I think we were all involved, and I think we should all make sure that everybody gets paid back, and we should make a personal investment if at all possible. I know times are hard, but I would like to see if we can talk to Kathy and maybe do a GoFundMe or do something a little more broader so that people aren't just waiting and waiting. And at this rate, it's going pretty slow.
Right. Oh, okay. Because I've not seen it. That's why
that's what I mean. I don't think that many. If you go to her Facebook, you'll see it. But I don't think it's going that broad as we hoped.
All right.
I'll be honest too. For Youth First, I know that ICY also contributed. I knew the day that we did it, I knew it was going to be a process. So I haven't gotten frustrated with it at all, Mary. So we're waiting patiently.
I'm not leaving you out at all, but I was
I said we're waiting patiently.
It goes through, Southwest IT Bookman, and then I assume at some point they distribute it to other people when it gets larger amount.
Right. No, I was saying we knew the day that we donated it was going to be a process coming back. That's just I wasn't saying we were left out. I was just like we were already in. Gwen and I had already talked about it. Like it's going to be a while. So
But our hope is that it's sooner rather than later.
Yeah, because while it's fresh in everybody's mind, it's fresh on the pavement. It, you know, later on, the holidays come and people, you know, yeah, it's harder to get it later on.
Yes. Maurice, can you find the link and put it in the chat box for me?
You already know I'm looking for it right now.
All right.
Right now.
Right now. So yeah, because all the chat, I'm gonna start just emailing it to everybody. Thank you, Laura. We're so good. We have another thing to talk about, and that's the mayor's letter. And we've ran out of time, but if you want to participate, I've already emailed the letter. I'm gonna email it again to everyone so you can review it and add the things that you're passionate about. Now, what's gonna happen is my goal is to get this done at least by Wednesday evening, so that we can have a final option to provide to Mayor Breed and Supervisor Safai on Thursday. I've already asked Gail Roseborough. She already added her version. She did leave blanks, and as far as like how much money do we want to be put in for Invest Black? What should the commitment be? And those are questions that we need to have to add to this letter. If you want to stay on the call, we can do it that way, or if we can have some type of, I don't want to have an extra meeting, but if we need to have an extra meeting, yes, Mary, I said it. I don't want to have an extra meeting because we've already been 2 meetings today, but we need to have that conversation, or if we do it by survey. If I draft a survey with the letter components, I need to have an agreement that everybody's going to take a part and look at the actual survey and give their feedback. And then I can compile it and we can get it in some shape by Thursday morning.
I have to ask a question.
Yes.
Is OMI on Facebook at all?
Not at this point. No.
No, that's what I'm concerned about, because there's quite fluent communication going on Facebook.
Yes.
And it sounds like, from what I'm listening to, there's a lack of continuity of consistent communication. All these activities, all the activities are wonderful. They are. I'm listening to all of them, but you need that communication. And that's why I'm being so persistent with Facebook and consistent communication, so you can keep all this going despite holidays or whatever, or budget cuts or whatever. If you have constant communication.
Excuse me, wait a minute. The fortunate thing is that we all work together on a weekly, daily, hourly basis. Yes. And so the communication with us is not Facebook.
No, I'm not disputing that.
But I do understand that that Facebook is a good thing. It's just the way we've had Facebook in the past. It's just not. It doesn't work, does it? And we communicate by email and text message. So I do appreciate you putting your email address in the box.
Yeah.
So that you can be a part of that conversation.
Yeah, I just wondered if you don't have a website either, do you?
Well, that's going to be finalized shortly, but we're at this point, we're doing a lot of sheltering in place. We're doing a lot of food insecurities. We're doing a lot of community measures that having a website is not the important thing. We are working on.
So you're saying it doesn't work?
Excuse me. We're working on the measures that the importance of things, and we're working together. All right. So at this point, it's 1:54. I'm going to draft a survey, and you should have it within the hour. Any other comments? Love to see all of you people. All right. That's a wrap.
All right.
Guys almost got me going.
Thank you all.
Hey.
You guys adding all these new people.
Hey.
I know what's going on. All right, I go
Yeah.
off to the next Zoom. I almost came off my leash. Y'all better
reel it in.
Yeah.
I muted myself.
I'm glad you said something, Delia, but ooh, I was almost about to go in. Trying to keep it cool this week. I'm really trying to be good. All right.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right.
Thank you much. Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you all.